Jelmer here. In this video I'll be making a replacement handle for a wheelbarrow. I'll be cutting a 2x4 in its length, I'll make it round, and by the end of it I'll install it on the wheelbarrow itself. So this right here is my wheelbarrow. I've been having this wheelbarrow for about 8 years, a really long time. I like it because it has two wheels in the front, which makes it way more stable. A couple of years ago the first handle broke off, so I made a replacement, and on this side you see the original one. This needs to be replaced today because what I discovered this summer was that the original one, it has fungus growing. Well, it looks like it's dying now, but this is just a matter of time before it's gonna, break and fall to pieces. You can see it's cracking already a little bit. So yeah, this just needs to go. So I'm gonna take all of this off, and I'll be making a replacement piece like you see here on this side. So that's what we're gonna work towards today. So the first part is to take it apart, and then I will start measuring the replacement part that I made some years ago, and that's going to be the base for the replacement of today as well. Gonna loosen this metal piece, because then I can take off the wheel and there's not gonna be additional stress on the whole axis thing. It wasn't a moment too soon, because you can see it's already broken to here. So it really was about It's a funky looking fungus, but it looks like it died almost, so that's interesting. I've never seen anything like this, because this was like the original wood that it came with, so I guess it's untreated wood, and it's pretty soft, or the fungus likes it. How about that? The bolt is spinning, so I need to hold it in place from the inside of the wheelbarrow. So I'm going to take the other one first, and then I need to tip it over. Okay, this one is easy. The head is completely round on the inside, so it's really, I can't hold it. So I have to find another way. So since the wood is already gone, I can just like break it off. Yes. I'm just gonna hold the bolt on this side with the plier, and then I'll use this to loosen the knot. it's so rusted I can't loosen it, so I'll see if I can cut it, and if not I'm gonna use a saw to cut it. So first the tool and then the saw. I doubt this is gonna work because this is actually for like barbed wire and stuff, but you never know. It's a really bad shape, it might do the trick. Nope. I can't seem to find my metal saw, so I'm gonna try to hold it with a different plier, maybe have more grip with this one, and try one more time if I can loosen the nut. Plan B, the jigsaw with a metal plate. So this really is the plan B. Like for metal I prefer to use a handsaw because in my experience it works quicker than using the jigsaw, but since I can't find my metal handsaw I'm just gonna use this one. Give myself some more space to work, so I can get a better grip of the metal and keep it in place. Oh my. This was a bad idea. Look at the blade, all the teeth are gone. The bolt is cut in half, but boy, at the cost of a whole blade. It was an old blade, okay, but wow, I'm surprised. Maybe I can cut it with my plier right now. Now I could break it off so you can see the part of the bolt with the nut and the other end. Still is the weirdest stuff I ever saw. It looks like it's still alive, but what is this? How is this possible? Huh. Well, it looks kind of interesting, like over here. I don't know if it comes out on the camera, but It almost looks like the coral that we have close to the shore at the bottom of the sea. Pretty interesting. Alright, so next I'm just gonna measure the length of the existing replacement handle, and that's gonna be the length for the new replacement handle as well. So the length of this one is 150. So that's what I'm gonna cut off of a piece of 2x4. Alright, so I have a few markings on my circle saw. This is the marking I'm going to use to cut off the wood, and this incision here, this is where the blade is. So this here is going to be the width of the wood that I'm going to cut off, and it's approximately going to be a square piece of wood. So this line here is going to be at the edge of the wood. That's where I'm going to keep it as best as I can. I'm using the jigsaw to make sure that the wood comes off nice and straight, so I can use the leftover of the piece of 2x8 for other projects. So just hold it on one side so it won't fall and break off. Alright. So I have the wheelbarrow positioned in at the corner of the ports, and it's really sturdy. So if I hold this, it really won't move. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna install the other handle first, and then afterwards I'm gonna make the same shape that I have here in the other handle as well. I think this is gonna work out the easiest because the wheelbarrow is so heavy, it's gonna keep it in place, and you can see like it's barely moving. And I plan to use a planer, so the planing motion is only in this direction. So if I pull it here, it's really not moving. So that's why I think this is gonna be the easiest to carry this out. Yeah, the reason also I have a workmate, which is like a pretty lightweight tool. So if I put it on that, it's gonna move all over the place. So I think this is the easiest barrier for. Now also I'm looking out for weaknesses in the wood, and I only noticed this while I was cutting it with the circle saw. This part would be a weakness, so the rest of the wood, it looks pretty okay and pretty solid. So I'm gonna put this closer to the front, because I think there's gonna be less strain on it versus the back. So I will put it next to here. Okay. This one came out just a little bit higher, so okay. To put it like this, it's the same. I will put it next to it. Alright, so I put the piece of wood that I just cut next to the existing handle, and I'm going to use that as a guide to make the markings for the holes. And I will do this as precise as I can. So Yeah, for precision sake, I will get my carpenter square to do the best possible job I can. And I will start with a very small drill first. This drill is way thinner than the bolt that I will be using. So the idea here is that by using a thin drill, you keep it from drifting, because if you use a thick drill right away, you're not entirely sure whether the hole is going to be in the exact spot where you want it to be. But if you use a thin drill like this, then the thicker drill has a place to go, if it makes sense, and it will just drill into the existing thinner hole. So that's my strategy here. So I will use a thin drill first, and then I'll use the thick drill that is right for the bolts. And I'm also double checking to make sure that the hole that I'm drilling, that it's exactly right, so that it's straight down. This is like the bigger size that I will be using, and since I already have the thinner hole that's in the right direction, it's pretty easy to drill, because it will just follow the same hole that is already there. So when you do this right, it almost feels like a fist that's on the line, like it really pulls itself into the wood exactly in the right direction. So I know that I need to replace a few bolts, but these are still pretty decent. I mean, they're not perfect, but you know, the wheelbarrow, it will last maybe another 8 years, so it's not going to last forever. So these bolts are slightly thicker, so I need to drill bigger holes for the wheels. I need to drill all of them. I only had a flathead drill for the right size, so that's why I used that. It looks a little rough, but yeah, it is the right size. Alright, so right now I'm not gonna tighten it too much, I just put on the nuts so it will stay kind of in place, and I'll do the same with the other parts. And then, well, when I like the position, that's when I'm gonna tighten all four of the nuts and bolts. So I got these bolts and washers, so I will put this from the inside, pointing outwards, and then on the top I'll put another washer and a nut. Alright, so if I peek through the top I can see a light, so I'll hold it in place. Alright, this one was really hard to put on camera, I couldn't do it. So what I did is I looked through the hole from the top to see if when I could see a light coming from below, held it in place, and then I inserted the bolt from the inside. The reason for not doing it the other way around is because there's like a little piece of it sticking out, and that's gonna be gnarly when you use a wheelbarrow. If you have a piece of metal stick out, that's not gonna work. So that's why it has to be from this angle. So I'll repeat it on the end here, but this one should be easier. The hole is already lined up, let me put it like that. So maybe I can show this one a little clearer. So I have the bolt with the washer on it, and this is what I will stick on the inside. I keep this in the middle. Kind of see this, and then like so, it's gonna go through. Put on another washer and the nut, of course, to keep it in place. So that went pretty smooth. So right now I'm gonna tighten everything because this is good as it is. So I'll use the flat tool at the bottom and so keep it in place. Now I did it pretty firm, not totally firm. I think pretty firm is good enough, since the wheelbarrow is plastic. If you do it too firm, you're just gonna end up damaging it. Now, and finally, I just might as well tighten these ones one time. These are held in place by the metal, so I just need to use the tool below to tighten it. Oh, that's the problem. It's totally rusted and swollen up, so I can't tighten it all the way. So I guess it wasn't firm anymore when I took it off, because there's no way I'm gonna get it until here. So I'll have to replace this bolt and nut. I think I have a few. Alright, so things always take a bit longer than anticipated. So next I'll continue shaping the handle. So I got this really old school planer. It's actually one of the first tools that I bought, and I used it a lot when I just started out. Currently I'm not using it so much anymore, and if I were to plane some more, I think I would start investing in a electric planer, because then you can also use it to really flatten wood in such a way that it becomes more even, if it makes sense. So you can have like these three machines, right? Like the jointer, the planer, and it was one more, but so I can up my game basically, but I'm not there as yet. So this is what I will be using for shaping the handle, and it's pretty straightforward. I'm just gonna pull it towards myself, and yeah, basically do my best to give it a nice round shape. I need to make the blade a little bit longer, so I'll do that. Okay, now it's working. So this other one, it starts approximately here, so I'm gonna do the same here. And yeah, it's a tool for the yard, a wheelbarrow, so if it's functional, then I'm happy, but like this, it's just not nice on the hand, so it has to be a little bit round. Now, one of the things I did with my planer is I cut out this hole way more, because else it will jam up really quick with the pieces of wood. But like this, you can just continue. So that's the small improvement that I made. Alright, it took about 10 minutes, but the handle is finished. So the final step is to reattach this brace right here. This goes in front of the wheelbarrow, and yeah, it came off because the wood started to rot, the original wood, so I can just drill a hole and reattach this one time. And this will be very beneficial because if you empty the wheelbarrow, you need something sturdy for it to stand on. So that's this piece, and also if you store it in the yard, the wood will not be in the dirt, so it will not start to rot so quickly. I don't have the right size bolt that I need, but I do have these plastic yeah, super thick washers that came with a TV mount, so I'm gonna use that to put in between. So double check if everything is tight. This is tight. This is tight. Alright, so I'll put the other wheel back on. Of course it's just a wheelbarrow, but you can see this is the new replacement and the old replacement. It's an approximation, like I was trying it a few times to see how it holds, and it holds pretty well. So that's the objective here, to have a tool that's strong and that's also going to be functional. And to be completely honest, I think that this is actually stronger than how it was, because this wood of 2x4s, I think it's a better quality than what it came with, because the fact that it started to grow a fungus or a mushroom or whatever it was, that shows me that the wood wasn't treated properly, and it also wasn't quite hardwood. So there's that there. So as I said, I'm satisfied with the result. I'm sure that my wheelbarrow is gonna last another 8 years, so that's what I came for. So now you know how to fix a wheelbarrow. It will take you approximately an hour if you have all the tools ready, and after watching this video it should help you to do it a bit quicker as well. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something, and hopefully until the next video.